Hey Toolerinos, I got some new tools here. I know, don't have a heart attack. I actually bought something new, but we were at the Ohio State Fair and there was a demonstration guy there selling these things, and you know, he kind of impressed me with the demonstration, so I decided I'd show off what I bought. And it's not 100% clear to me whether these tools are made in USA or somewhere else. There is nothing on the packaging here for the sharpener, and nothing on the tool, this little hand tool. But what they are is they've got the ratcheting system, okay? And squeeze it again and it gives you more power. So let's see how well this is going to do. This is a piece of dry stick. Let's try it where it's thicker at the tip here, where there's less leverage. Aha! So where it's harder to do it, it'll go so far and then it stops, and that means the ratchet has engaged. You release and you hear that click and you push again, and you've got more leverage to finish the cut. Pretty nice. Like butter. So squeeze the handle, take the tension off, squeeze it, and close it. But look here, it's got a oiling pad that stores in the handle, so you can soak that with oil, and every time you use it, you can just wipe the blade to keep it from rusting and keep it oiled. That's a nice feature. Very nice. Next up is these longer handled loppers, and they have the same kind of ratcheting system in here. So let's see how well this works. It's kind of weird how easy it is. It breaks down the job into smaller pieces, right? Because it's ratcheting, and every time it ratchets, it's giving you a little more leverage. But you know, that is a very thick piece of branch, and it's dry. You know, it's a pretty hard wood. So let's try that again. Trying to make sure it's in the right spot. Very neat. So it says Ironwood Tools Company, ironwoodtools.com, if you want to look them up. Ratchet Lopper, we call her Cindy. It says weighs less than 2 pounds. Ratchet design cuts up to 1.5 inches. Fully hardened blade, high carbon steel non-stick coating is replaceable. It tells you what the hardness is. Interesting. The body and handles fully hardened high carbon steel with powder coating. 18.9 inches. Ironwoodtools.com, division of Horizon America. And then the sharpening tool is 600 grit on the flat side underneath and 400 grit on the top. And so you see it's pretty thin, but they said this is designed so that you can actually get into the blade and sharpen it without having to take the tool apart. So should help you to keep it sharp and working great. So if you're interested, check them out. ironwoodtools.com. Uh-oh, what have I been up to? Yard work. Or maybe driveway work is a better name for it. There's one drain. There's another drain. There's another drain. Oh. I don't know if they have these in other places in the world. Around here, they call them woolly bears. And this is the time of season. You see them crossing the road all over the place. Try not to hit them. See, it's orange and black. And the wives' tale, or the myth, or the Farmer's Almanac prediction is based on how much orange and black there is. It predicts what kind of winter you're gonna have. So, I don't know. It's a caterpillar version of the groundhog. And this is the big one. It's right before the driveway goes downhill, kind of steeply. And if you don't get most of the water off the driveway before it hits the steep part, it washes out all the gravel. It makes a big mess down there, which is now all cleaned up for the winter. And this lovely little tree is a white oak. And it is a sapling that I brought from Pennsylvania, from the house where I grew up. And here's an update on the white oak that I transplanted here from Pennsylvania, from the house where I grew up. It has taken off like a weed this year. How about a little sapling update? This is the white oak sapling that I dug up from my parents' house in Pennsylvania where I grew up. Alright, since we're doing some outside work, I thought I'd show off these saws. You guys may remember this saw from a recent video where I put a new blade on it. I did clean up and put a new blade on it after finding the blade at Habitat for Humanity for 50 cents. This is another saw I picked up at Habitat for Humanity, and it's a Baco made in Portugal, and it was only $4. And I like it because it's got this extra height in here, so I can use it to cut a larger branch or a larger log, much larger than I could cut with this one. I like that it has this handle guard for your hand, so you can't accidentally smash your hand into whatever it is you're cutting. But, you know, I haven't actually had a use for that yet. It's been too soon since I bought it. But this saw, because it comes down to such a small end here, if you need to get into a tight space on a tree between branches or something, you could get a little bit of this blade in a tight spot and get it going, and as you cut through the branch, you know, you'll have more clearance to keep having more of the saw in use. So the littler one, you know, definitely serves its purpose. This is what I have mostly used. And then this was a recent pickup in Canton, recent trip to Canton. It's called What a Saw, manufactured by What a Product, Tempe, Arizona. Has patent number. So I'm assuming this is a made in USA product. It's got plastic parts, but it's kind of cool. So look at what it does. It's safe, right, because there's no blade exposed for transport. But you pull this handle out and all the way around, so it looks like that. And then it's got this knurled screw here that you can loosen. And then it releases 3 different blades. You have like a fine tooth hacksaw blade, and a more coarse tooth hacksaw blade, and then like a tree saw blade. So you just take out the blade you want, and it flips around. Screw that back in so the blades don't come out. On this side, see, it has a little pin in there, and to loosen it, this part of the handle flips out so that it comes closer so you can put the blade on it. And then when you put the handle down, it draws the tension on it, and it's ready to use. So I thought that was kind of cool. What a saw. If you're only going to have one saw, I guess this will do. So one of the maple trees along my driveway has this smaller branch coming out from the bottom of a bigger branch. And this little branch is too low. You know, it comes out horizontally, but it's just too low. I keep having to duck under it when I'm mowing. So it's time to take it off. I'll use the new ratcheting loppers to take off the leafy end here and put that in the tree line to decay. And that'll save this nice long piece either to make a walking stick out of, or use pieces of it to turn on the lathe or something, make handles for tools or whatever. But one thing is, you know, I'll cut it off about here with the saw after I've taken some of the weight off down there. And then I will use the saw to make a cut at a little bit of an angle here, because I don't want to just cut it off straight and have this piece of dead branch left here to rot, where it'll give an easier way for the bugs to get in. If you cut it off kind of close to the rest of the tree, it can heal around the cut. This is an example of, see, I can just put my hand in here. That narrow saw I have will allow me to get in here and start cutting and get through there, even though there's not a ton of clearance. Well, that was different. I guess I should have had the cutter more horizontal and not vertical, because then it started to want to kind of split the end of the tree, the end of the branch. But that's why I'm taking weight off, because I don't want that to happen when I cut the other part with the saw. Alright, let's try again. A little farther up the branch, take off some more of the weight. Perfect. The first time you're squeezing it, when it's out here, it's the hardest. But as soon as you get it to start going one ratchet in, it gets substantially easier. And then by the time you get to the in here, it's almost effortless to finish the cut. Pretty cool. Now, something I like to do when I'm cutting off a branch is to make a bottom cut so that the branch doesn't peel off and go down the tree and peel off bark that you don't want to lose. And then I can make an uppercut in a tight space. Perfect. So now, if I want to make the cut from under here, I don't have the weight to worry about, and I can just try to focus on making the cut. The branch over here is in the way of my hand, that's what's making it so difficult. I probably should have stood on the other side. I am going to stand on the other side. Now, it's exactly how I'd want to make that cut, without the little nick there, but that'll heal. So there's not a piece that's going to hang out there and die and rot. It'll heal around that, and And it'll look better too. And it is the beginning of the second week of October. So just give a little shot of the foliage out here. As the sun's going down, it looks especially nice over there with all the bright red. And here's a little shot of the front yard trees as the sun's going down. So it is weird how on some trees the red starts really good on one branch. Oh, here comes Winty. Hey, Winter. You being a good dog? Raru? Roof? No? You don't want to speak? Okay. And here's the climbing tree.